Hello there and welcome back. After 6 months, the Clone Wars MOC is finally fully operational. This is by far the biggest and most difficult project that I have ever made. It would be very much appreciated if you'd force push the like button and subscribe for the Republic.
I love democracy. I love the Republic.
All money that this video makes will be put into the next MOC, which will be the clone's home planet of Kamino. Hopefully. And a quick word from our sponsor. Have you ever wanted to bring a little bit more life into your LEGO? If yes, then LeLightGO got the stuff. Attach these sticks of lights to the top of your roof and voila. Perfection. You can also buy kits that can be perfectly implemented into your favorite LEGO sets. Use the code COIN for 25% off. Let's start off with the Big Daddy. The Senate building. The Coruscant Guard has been assigned to protect the defenseless and innocent senators. They are, as we call it, the last line of defense, but hopefully won't come to that. Rushing out the main door, we have Jedi Master Eve Koth and 6 401st troopers. One holding a red, juicy hot dog. A man of culture and status. This might be a Sigma.
Get out of here.
Luckily for the clones, there are quite a lot of crates to hide behind, or stand on top, as these guys are. Not sure why, but at least they are tall enough to impress the ladies. On top of this large balcony, there are 2 handfuls of clones keeping a lookout for any oddities. Over here in his black officer outfit, we have Ed Queso.
Okay, buddy, banned!
Admiring the view while feasting on his last snack. Above this balcony, there is another, where we have the savior of the Republic, Saint Palps. He's accompanied by the traitor Mon Mothma and one of the most loyal soldiers of the Republic, Commander Fox. To the right, there is the famous duo, Billy Cray and Musty.
We do not care.
Not sure where they're heading, but who cares? At the bottom of the L-shaped building, we have even more clones overlooking the city. The canon reason to why the city looks so dead is because it has been taken over by the military. Threw away all the unnecessary stuff and made it as practical as possible. Now, all the way up on the terrace, we have 3 Jedi Masters and 2 handful of clones looking over the state of the battle. The glorious 3 are Shaq T, CC Tin, and Kit Fister. Fun fact, the red crates behind the clones power up the interior lights. Now is a great time to review the inside of the buildings. This guy right here, he's called Starvin' Marvin from the Anorexia system.
This is Starvin' Marvin. These are what we call appetizers. This is what you eat before you eat, to make you more hungry.
You might wonder why or where he's running. Gotta burn those cals. In the middle of the room by the blue striped window, we have 3 officers checking for malware. The 2 gentlemen to the sides are clones, while the one in the middle identifies as an independent.
She's a powerful leader. She's a powerful leader. Yes, yes.
Also, shout out to the service droid. Hope nothing bad happens to him. Down a level, we have the diner/planning floor. By the entrance stands Officer Rash planning his next treasonous acts. Yet no one seems to care. He writes in his diary. What a heartfelt letter. If you liked it, please smash like. Over at the dinner table, there are 2 simple officers enjoying their dessert. In the center of the room, we have the mega holo table being observed by 2 gambling addicts.
5 reasons to not quit your gambling addiction.
That is very reassuring. Over at the dinner table, we have Officer Tren and his newborn son.
What?
The big box behind him is a PRG, Power Reserve Generator. Finally, to the most exciting floor, the Senator's safe room, you could call it. First off, guarding the main door are 2 Coruscant Guard troopers, and they are standing next to these elegant statues from Palpatine's office. The first thing you see when entering the building is this big holo table displaying a planet. More on that later. Walking up to them is none other than the Utapawan from that one scene in Revenge of the Sith.
10th level.
I wonder what he's about to tell them. Behind the supply crate, we have the unlimited power. Further inside the Senate building, there are 2 intergalactic artists from the Sakamai system.
What?
The guy in gold is known as Elton Slong, a talented singer, but mostly known for his slurping skills. The bird in blue is called Chick Clap, famously known for his drumming skills.
If it does not appear in our records, it does not exist.
Here is Jocasta New telling these senators that they don't exist. Here is the pension home, also known as the Supreme Court. A bunch of old people. Not you, Yoda. You're great. Beside him, there is his most loyal companion, Commander Gree. They're all looking at this beautifully crafted holotable. Behind Officer Snape, we got some peeps working on 4 8K 360Hz monitors. A dream for all gamers. And that is mostly it for the Senate building. Moving on to this part of the main road. And here is an ATT. A fun fact about the ATT is that if you put the letters together, it looks like the vehicle. Pretty cool. In front of it stands the 212th Battalion, commanded by none other than General Kenobi. Commander Cody and Captain Stripe are there. Even Boyle and Waxer. Not so far in the distance, you'll find a large building infested with tens of shiny clone troopers. Over at one of the entrances, we get a large blue window similar to the Mandalorian design. The same goes for the window above. However, this one has some fancy stickers. All these cylinder-looking crates are filled with food for obvious reasons. On top of the roof, we got a handful of different crates. Most of it is used for ventilation purposes. Inside the first floor of the building, you'll find a bar intertwined with an arcade play space. To the right of the doorway, there is a stand for the clones to attach their weapons and helmets while they go on a short break. Behind the counter, there is a wide selection of different beverages and snacks. Here we have an officer making his move.
They say beauty is on the inside, but I haven't been inside you yet.
Security.
Hey, leave her alone.
Well. Minding their own business, we have some normal clones eating KFC. Here guys, take a look at the Skype computer. This computer has the capacity to make calls all across the galaxy.
This is fucking bullshit.
Behind the walking officer is a table where you can buy tickets for the arcade machines. You can also do other stuff like collect the wonderful trophies in the back. Over at the alternative entrance, we can see Captain Vaughn talking to someone on the holotable. Lastly, behind this clone, we got a homeless person spending his last quarters on his favorite arcade game. Let's take a look at what the second floor has in store for us. Jedi Knight Nadar, possibly one of the most skilled and cunning Jedi in the Clone Wars. He's having a conversation with the Gestopen, the 3 leaders of skinheads. Not much else, really. Moving on to the Jedi Luminara Unduli leading a patrol of clones into battle. A couple of feet in front of her is none other than Jedi Master Tip, flexing his giant veins.
Jedi Master Tip. I will make you live up to that name.
Flying above them is the famous Republic gunship with Even Peel on board. He has brought some heavy firepower with him. Even more clones are being rushed into battle. There is another squadron, being led by the Jedi Knight, E.T. It will be tough for the Sith army to match this firepower. In front of them is a pretty big wall. It is reinforced with the stones from the planet's core, and it will take a serious punch to take it down. Mounting the wall, we got Fives, Hardcase, Rex, and Jesse. To get on top of the wall, you climb up this ladder, and if you want to get inside, there is a second ladder to climb into safety. Now let us see where these clones are heading. Behind these lasers is what used to be a dining room, but now has been converted into an armory. A small squad of heavy clone troopers are exchanging battle plans as I speak. They cannot afford to take any risks. One wrong move, and it's over. Close towards the main exit, you can spot a tiny mouse droid doing its thing. Rushing quickly out the building is another squad of clones. Behind them is a small fortification of clones using anything as cover. And I forgot to mention that the doors open and close. On the sidewalk to the right is Ki-Adi-Mundi leading his clones to a certain death. Joining the fight is also 2 walkers and a jet trooper. Above the building's entrance is the perfect balcony. It's like cream to the eye. It was perfect.
I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Down to the last minute details.
On it is Anakin and 5 clones, 3 of which are specialist snipers. Almost forgot R2. Behind them, however, is a very cozy room. In the center of the room there is a holotable as always, but what is interesting is the people surrounding it. Padme, Yishad, and Ace Croc. And I almost forgot to mention C-3PO and his new blue buddy. For the most part, this room is used for eating and hanging out with your friends. On top of the roof, we have the usual crates for ventilation and supplies, but also a bunch of armed clones and snipers. Crossing the street, you'll find a section of crates and a crane. The 501st and the 187th Battalion are moving in and taking cover behind the crates. Even Apo is there, filling up a mortar. In the middle of the street, we have some climate activists blocking the road, thinking that it's going to stop the Separatist vehicles from crushing them like bugs. Taking cover behind them is a mortar guy being looked over by a specialist jet guy. Taking up the sidewalk is another group of clones led by Commander White. In front of the tall building is a platoon of 501st troopers running to aid in the upcoming battle. Inside the building's reception area is Quinlan Voss and Ayla Secura violating the Jedi Code.
Whoa.
The two clones have been told to look away and isolate their helmets.
That was diabolical.
On the second floor, we have the medic room. The two main characters here are Mr. Bubbles and the crazy scientist Dexter Schweinstein. The other guys are just there for their amusement. On the third and final floor, we have the computer and tactics room. In charge is Plo Koon and his most loyal soldier, Commander Wolf. Another member is Captain Steeltooth. He has been here since day one, a hard nut to bust. Now the roof of the building is quite heavily armed. Two high-caliber cannons controlled by the best of the best, Gunter and Sven-Erik. On the street in front of the building, the clones have built themselves a small barricade immune to blaster fire. Taking cover behind it is the head of the 501st Specialist Corps, Commander Satire. Not far behind are three walkers ready to serve democracy.
And spread managed democracy.
Close to the main gate, there is a large platoon of 501st troopers being educated by their superior on how best to die for the Republic.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Let's take a look inside the guard tower. This is my favorite room of the entire MOC. Here is Officer Dunata and his best bud, Amanata. Isolated from the outside world, both are having a great time. Mostly playing video games and deporting illegal aliens from time to time.
Security, we got a code black.
If you look out the window, you can see a scout trooper begging for his life, but he left his green card at home, so unfortunately, he will die. On the guard tower's roof, we got none other than Masterin Mace looking over the terrain. His emotional support is Captain Purple and some other dude. Captain Purple is a callback to my previous MOC. We can see Captain Purple, and he's not having it. It looks like he's running away, retreating back to the temple. Behind them, looking over the holo table, is Ahsoka Tano and her lesbian love interest.
Betrothed. Little skinny, isn't she?
The big wall beside the guard tower is also heavily fortified with guns and machinery. Two support cannons mounted by clone gunners and the entire rail stacked with clone rifles. Between the wall and tower, there is a large door waiting to be blown. It can be controlled from within the tower by Dunata. Hold on, what is this? A scout trooper has gotten his legs crushed by none other than the general.
The straight up Python is damn right active and you've got his attention. Now, you've got to prepare yourself, but there's no amount of preparation that can prepare you for the straight up lethal venom that is coming towards you at the most furious pace. Lightspeed has got nothing on this. You best believe the trustable, active Python is coming for you. Trust.
He's now pleading for his life, begging the general not to release his Python. Grievous is commanding the large Separatist army, and he will let nothing stand in his way. Right behind the massive droid army is the Mountain Man, with his massive wood club thingy in his hand. No one has ever survived crossing his path. If that was not bad enough, 4 AATs are hovering into battle. Standing there, menacing, is Count Dooku and his 4 Magna Guards. Also on top of the AAT is the clone template, Jango Fett. Riding another AAT is the Sith assassin, Ventress. The super battle droids are joining the fight, split up into 8 platoons. 9 speeders are engaging, 2 large tri-droids, and 5 spider droids. Look, a snail droid.
Oh my god! Wow!
Over at what used to be a Republic outpost has now been turned into a Separatist base. Hundreds of droids are standing guard outside. One droid captain is seeing to that the MTT get out of the parking position safely. There's also 2 droidicas doing their thing.
Master, destroyer!
On top of the roof of the left building, you can see Nut Gunray and his assassin droids making sure no harm comes to him. You can never be too safe. So we hired Cad Bane for personal reasons.
What do you mean by that?
Inside the room below, we got a couple of commander droids hacking into the main frame. And yes, the droid with the sword is from that one Clone Wars episode. Looking inside the second building, we got some droids scanning the loot while the commander droids are being briefed on their mission. And that is all you need to know before part 2 is out. Spoiler alerts, part 2 will display the battle. Make sure to like and subscribe and share this video with your clone brothers. I'll see you in the next one. May the force be with you, always.